There we go. How's that? Put a little bit of compression on here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Okay. So, now that we have that, kind of fixed, let me kind of make me a little bit smaller here. How about that? All right. So, kind of talk about this song a little bit. We wrote this song in 2020, and we were all just kind of, I mean, like, you know how it was in 2020. We were all just, we didn't know what was going to happen. Hell, a year later, we still don't know what's going to happen. I know they're starting the mask mandates and everything back up here where we live, and it's just like, we weren't, the band as a whole, like, we were in contact with one another, but we weren't practicing as a whole. We couldn't, you know, we were all like locked down and had to do our own thing, and Rocky and Jed lived like an hour and a half away from Allison and I. So, I mean, it was this extremely difficult time. In the song, the central theme of the song is kind of not being able to get to your loved one, being like an intense form of, an intense thing of isolation, sense of isolation and loneliness. And that was kind of where we ran with the song. So that's kind of where we're at. And I kind of wanted to do this thing that I always thought was cool, was the, like a song breakdown, where something like my favorite bands I wish they would do, and something I wish like my favorite bands would do, and kind of wish I wanted something like this growing up, being just a fan of other people's music and just music in general. So, you guys have probably heard the song already. This is Leave a Light On. It's our brand new single. We just released a music video for it. And we wrote this song last year. We recorded it in November of last year. We released it in June. And like the week we released it, we were in Indianapolis and our fucking trailer got broken into. So, yeah, that sucked. We love the song though. The song's super fun to play live. I love the way it turned out. We wrote the song here in this studio, and took it to Dave Cal, who's our producer. And I actually shot and edited a documentary on this whole process, like being in lockdown, you know, the first year of COVID, and writing music as a band and like trying to make that work. I actually made a documentary about that, and that will be coming out probably later this year. It's finished, and I think you guys will really like that. So it's like a short film documentary. It's like 20 minutes long, but it's really, I'm really proud of it. I'm gonna shut this. This is bothering me for some reason. Yeah, I love the song. I think the song's great. So what do you guys want to do? You guys want to like take it from the top, and then we can just kind of break it down section by section and instrument by instrument? That's what I was thinking. Does that sound good to you guys? That sounds good to me. Had in San Fran, broke into our trailer and stole our gear and merch. Number one rose. Man, dude, we were in a hotel. We weren't even in like a shady, a shady motel. Like, we were in like a fairly decent hotel, and I guess the people either followed us from the venue or they were kind of casing the joint. But no, dude, it sucked. Man, they stole like half of our in-ear rig. They stole my amp and Jed's amp and mine and Jed's pedal boards, and Rocky had a really nice set of drum mics that he and I had built. and we had wrapped like cables, like we wrapped a shit ton of cables, made everything super neat, and we spent like a long time building this in-ear rig and this drum mic rig, dude, and it was just gone between like 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the morning, man. And like that 5-hour period, it was gone. But I mean, like, man, you can't just have to keep going, I guess. But yeah, let's take it from the top.
There's like 50 Allisons. That's scary.
Yeah, get out of the way, you're blocking the camera.
You're blocking the camera.
I am. Alright, buddy. Say bye. Say bye, buddy. You can hang out if you want, buddy. You can hang out here with Daddy. Okay. So, yeah, I was real happy with the way it turned out. Let's just kind of break it down section by section. So in the beginning, all you really have are drums.
Mesa's probably already in a song, we just don't know it. True. Especially especially the stuff we recorded back in the day here.
Yeah,
he's probably on it somewhere.
Everything we've ever recorded here, he's in there because he barks at something. And then I love, like, so Allison and I wrote this, and I wrote the drums and the effects and everything, and Rocky came in and he kind of changed the drums a little bit, and Jed in the studio when we were recording, like, Jed came up, the bass line that I had written for this song was just the most simple basic thing, and you know, my intention is, like, Jed's such a great bass player and Rocky's such a great drummer, I never want to step on that, so I write in the writing stage, in the pre-production stage, I write very, very, very simple, just to kind of get the point across, because they're better at their respective instruments than I am. And Jed came up with this cool, just like this badass bass line in, like, the verses, because the guitar in this song is so simple. And it serves a purpose, and that's literally all it does. It's not flashy at all, but that's how I wanted it to be. And the effects, there's, like, this effects track right here. This is the effects track. This is like 20 or 30 different effects printed, like, mixed and printed down. And these stems this mix was done by David Cowell in Memphis, Tennessee. He's our producer. Shout out to Dave. These stems are mixed by him. These are not like raw. This is like the song as we got it, just broken down into these stems.
So is this before mastering?
This is before mastering, yeah. So,
thanks, JD. Harry! He screamed my name, so I screamed his name.
So it's basically the same thing being played on multiple like, there's more instrumentation added versus the intro, and then the guitar comes in. It's 4 chords. It's super simple. That's yeah, and the guitar is broken down into rhythm guitar, lead guitar, and clean guitar. So let's move on into the verse, and I'll kind of I'm going to mute the vocals for now, but we're just kind of really listen to what the drum and the bass relationship sounds like in the verse. Turn the bass up a little. And then it goes, then the next part is like, it goes into like like half of a chorus, and then it goes back into a verse. So it's like intro, verse 1, like, I guess you would say chorus 1, which is like half a chorus, and then it goes into verse 2, and then it goes into like chorus 2, and then bridge.
The first chorus is only half.
Yeah, I literally just said that.
Maybe I caught the end of it. I was like,
No.
I was reading these messages over here, and I only heard like half of it. I can't do 2 things at once.
Yeah.
So today, real quick, we were talking about safety goggles, and on the board I wrote safety googles.
You know.
And we all had a really good laugh.
Shit happens.
It was funny. I'm glad I could make y'all laugh. That's what I said.
And so, the guitar, the rhythm guitar, I use, it's quad tracked, which means normally, and you know, a lot of people quad track, but normally you have, you play the rhythm guitar part and twice, and it's left and right. And what Dave has me do is we'll use 2 different amps, and we'll play it 4 times, and it'll be one, like, 2 amps on the left and 2 amps on the right, and that's why the guitar, it just sounds huge in this song. But the reason the guitar sounds huge in this song is not just because of that, it's because of the bass. Like, the guitar by itself, it's a good tone. I played it good, but you know the bass just. Without a good bass player, your band is going to sound like shit. Luckily for us, Jed is a great bass player, and he's also like one of the coolest fucking people ever. And him and Rocky play very well together, which is important. Like Jed and I have always played good together. But Jed and Rocky are kind of on the same page rhythmically for a lot of stuff, and that's very important. And then it kind of goes into this part. Okay, so let me back up. So,
Kevin said you're a rock god.
Yep. I'm going to take, thank you, Kevin. I'm going to take the effects out because in this little verse 1.
Ugh, nose is itching.
It's just very
airy.
It's very just ambient and airy, and it's just there to add a little bit of texture. So the main
spacey.
Yeah, the main thing in the verse is we're leaving room. The main thought was we're leaving room for the vocals. The drums and the bass are grooving. The guitar is basically, I'm playing with the, this is like my guitar track right here. I'm playing with the effects. I'm adding to the programming, to the synth and all that. And keep in mind, this is like between 10 and 15 different synth parts and stuff all like summed down to, you know, a stereo track. So let's just drum, bass, and guitar for the verse. This is what it's doing.
I love that guitar so much because it reminds me of Audio Slave. Like, so much. Like something they would do. And I just love it.
Okay. So, that we actually used a diesel amp, I believe, for the clean. And Dave, the clean part I had written, I didn't have a clean part for the verse when we went to record with Dave. Dave wrote this. No, like
so he wrote the little thing?
Yeah, I think Dave wrote that, and or he and I wrote it. Like it was mostly him.
It's very Audio Slave though. I love it.
Yeah,
it's super.
Sounds
cool.
Great. Yeah.
Like their very first album.
Yeah.
Like you had like those like Shadow on the Sun and like Last Remaining Light, like those other songs that really didn't have videos and stuff, but they were just amazing.
Yep.
Like same tone, so good. They're just so smooth. Jay, Chris Cornell. Man, that was a hard one.
So he gets you a little bit more light.
Chris Cornell's solo album was amazing.
Yeah. So
I played that thing to death.
We moving on. Second verse, you know, like we got the half chorus, which we've kind of gone over already, and then moving on to like verse 2, which is the same, pretty much the same as I'm playing the exact same thing. The guitar is, the drums and the bass are picking up, and the idea with this song was we're building. It's like we come in swinging, we come back, and we're setting the mood, and like we're giving you the energy up front, and then in the verses we're like telling you the story, and again kind of setting the mood, and but verse 2 is preparing you for the explosion, which is chorus 2.
Interesting bass line though.
You probably don't need to talk when it's streaming because I've only got one mic. But
thanks for the biddies, Kevin.
Yeah.
Biddies. What about that night they showed their their titties for biddies?
Oh.
That night.
So listen to, listen, I love what he plays. I love what Rocky plays. He does like a lot of ghost note and just like really groovy stuff. And then it goes into the chorus. So the chorus, actually no, that's like verse 2B. That's like the the pre-chorus. I forgot. There's the
I am outside. Yeah. Rocky looked like a ghost.
you know Top One's playing. And it goes into the bridge. So the chorus itself is super simple, and to me, what makes the chorus outside of the vocals, what makes the chorus cool is the lead guitar and the effects. And so there's like, you hear there's a shaker and a tambourine in there, and there's like some explosion stuff. Yeah. Dave actually, I had a lead part similar to that, and Dave rewrote it, and I think Dave actually played that. So that's Dave playing the like the lead part right there. And cause
Dave's sometimes like another member of the band.
Dave will grab the guitar from me if he hears something, and he'll play it. And I don't give a shit.
He's done harmonies on that albums before.
Yeah.
You probably didn't know, but
yeah.
It was because I made him. I was like, I just wanted another, another tone, I guess, a lower tone.
And
like the line to yourself thing, that you've lost the will to see. He did it with me to make it thicker, and then he did harmonies on Zai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave's a really talented guy. He's and it's not, when you get to a point where I feel like a lot of musicians have like an ego where, and I get it, man, like you want to be the one playing your own stuff, but sometimes if somebody has an idea, and there's been times where Jed's grabbed the guitar from me and he's heard something, or I grabbed the bass from him, or like I programmed some drums, and because that's what I thought the song needed, and Rocky, because I can't play drums, but I can program drums fairly decent, and Allison helps me with guitar stuff all the time. What's he doing? Oh, there's both the dogs.
She's still wet. I gave her a bath. Why don't you lay down, Bulldog?
and then the
No.
guitar, then like the heavy guitars come back in.
You can't trust her.
Yeah. And so for the last chorus, here's everything. Here's everything but the vocals.
That feel was kind of crazy. I don't know if I just heard 1, 2, 3, 4, or that lady just embedded it in my head.
It's not in here.
Huh?
It's not in here. So I kind of want to dive into the vocals now, because Dave and Allison, when you get them together, take her, do something with her.
I don't want to see her. Oh, God.
Yeah, here she is. Little fat girl. I love diving into these harmonies. So this is
Locked inside as walls are closing in, and I can't feel your skin. Would you leave a light on for me, so I know you're waiting for me to come back home, back to reality.
so yeah, Allison goes low in that one. And it's kind of do an experiment.
I am outside looking in, another war I just can't win. To know that I'm still on your mind. Would you leave a light on for me?
So let's play that song without the backing vocals and just kind of see what it sounds like. So pretty cool. But you put the backing vocal, like the backing vocals back in there, the harmonies and stuff, and it's and so that, yeah, they just add so much, and a lot of people don't think about that stuff. And the relationship, especially in the bridge part of the song, between the lead vocals and the backing vocals is very important.
Now I have hair all over me. I'm gonna go change pants. They'll make me itch.
Just come back home, back to reality. I'll leave a light on for you. Just come back home.
And it kind of does that weird like reverb trail. But so that's kind of a deep dive into the song, and I think the point I wanted to make with this was this is a very, very dense song. I think when it was all said and done, this song may have been 80 to 100 tracks of synth and guitar and vocal and drums and whatever else. And, you know, each individual component of the song is very simple, but it's written with the bigger picture in mind, and everything is made to work together. And Power Metal Ed, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you, dude. I'm gonna be doing this more often if you guys like this. But do you guys have any questions for me? We kind of just did like a 20-30 minute deep dive into Leave a Light On, and I've never done this with anybody, so outside of the band and our producer Dave, nobody's heard the song like this, so you guys kind of got an exclusive first look. So do you guys have any questions, or you want me to go over anything? I'll be more than happy to. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out and subscribing, man. That's badass. I'll tell you what, man. When we got our equipment stolen, Patreon and Twitch, you guys really came through, and we had a lot of people donate to like our relief fund, and you guys like saved us for real, because we were just like, we don't know what we're gonna do. But we got every single, there were a few things that I think were irreplaceable, but between the donations, between what insurance did end up paying, which wasn't, insurance didn't pay for everything, obviously, but between the donations and the insurance, we were able to get everything for the most part replaced. So thank you guys so much. That really meant a lot to us. Contact. Okay. Oklahoma City. Yeah, dude. I love Oklahoma. We've only played Oklahoma one time, and that's a funny story. We were going from Fort Smith, Arkansas down to Texas. And we had a Sunday night show at this place in Norman, Oklahoma. And, well, we put it into the GPS, and
Right in front of me.
Put it in the GPS, and people at the venue in Fort Smith kept telling us, like, oh yeah, it's only like an hour or 2 hours away, but like the GPS was telling us different. And then some other people were telling us it was further away, so like we just thought these people didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. So we ended up typing it in to the GPS. We ended up in like this cow pasture or something. I don't know if there's like a Norman, Oklahoma that's east of the real Norman, Oklahoma, and it's like an unincorporated community, like farming community, or it's something like that. But, yeah, so that's funny. And then we played on the downtown strip on a Sunday night, and this guy was just happened to be walking by the club we were playing at, and he came in and heard us. And after the show, he came up to one of us and said, hey, I just saw you guys. I've never heard of you guys, but I watched your set, and I've got something I want to talk to you about. We're like, okay. So we loaded up, and he was like, look, I just want you guys to know that I've never heard of you guys before, and I just happened to be walking by, and I watched your set, and I think you guys are amazing, and I want to give you each $100. And we're like, dude, you don't have to do that. He's like, no, I insist. And we're like, well, can we give you a CD? Can we give you some t-shirts? And he's like, no. We ended up giving him like some CDs and some t-shirts. He didn't want to take them. We were like, we got to give you something. But he gave each one of us $100. And this is before Jed and Rocky were in the band. And Jed's band was on that little run with us for the first half of it. And we ended up taking them out to eat that night. But that was... that was really special to me, speaking of Oklahoma, because that was really one of the first times that, up until that point, we had just been kind of like, we just played a few hours down the road here and there, and a lot of hometown stuff. And that was the first time we'd ever gone out of town, and somebody had come up to us and said, you know, what you guys doing is really, really special. And man, and you can't really put a price on moments like that. And you know, he gave us $100 a piece, and that was great. And that was like, we were like, holy shit. But the money wasn't the big thing at that point. The big thing at that point was that somebody heard us just on a whim, just happened to be at the right place, the right time, and somebody heard us, and somebody thought what we were doing was special. So we just have a bunch of cool stories like that, and we got a bunch of shitty stories too. But yeah, little things like that kind of make it worth it. What's up, Miguel? Hey, dude. Yeah, man, I met Miguel and his wife. I went to Vegas at the Unstoppable Recording Machine Summit. A few years ago we had it in Vegas, and the next one's going to be in Atlanta. But I met Miguel and his wife there. Super, super nice people, man. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, dude. I'd love to see you at the next summit and catch up with you sometime. But yeah, so man, we just did this like, what's up, Alan? Yeah, definitely pay it forward, man. We just did a deep dive into our latest single, and I think it's a really cool song, and just basically did a complete show breakdown. And this will be up on the Twitch, the replay of this will be up on the Twitch page and the YouTube channel. But yeah, dude, definitely, Heath, man, we'll be around, brother. We'll all have to get together. We're playing in Huntsville, Alabama this Saturday, so that'll be fun. This place called Shag Nasty's, and it was our first. The venue was our first show back earlier this year. It was the first show we played this year, and it was like the people there are incredible. Like, I love Alabama. Like, I talk shit about the Alabama football team, but I love Alabama. The people are always cool. Yeah, so that's this Saturday. That'll be fun. I live in Maine, dude. I got a friend named Gerard who's also in URM with Miguel and I, and Gerard lives up in Maine, and our friends, I think our friends Sepsis are from up that way. They're from like New England or something. I think they're doing some stuff. They've done some shows in Maine, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, check out Sepsis, the band, if you haven't heard of them. But anyway, you guys tell me what you have going on tonight. You have anything you want to ask me? You want me to go over anything with this song again? I'd be more than happy to. I'm just hanging out. New Hampshire, yeah. Yeah, Melissa's badass. Yeah, I knew they were from up north, yeah. These harmonies always trip me out, dude. Like,
Would you leave a light on for me? So I know you're waiting for me to come back home, back to reality. Would you leave a light on for me? So I know I'm not alone in this insanity that lives inside me.
yeah, she can sing really good, but don't tell her that. Kind of does have an Evanescence vibe, and that's just when you try to write a song that's just has a gigantic production and like tons and tons of vocal melodies. You know, the Evanescence always comes out, and you know, we all love Evanescence, but we don't try to be Evanescence, but we do get that comparison a lot because we, you know, wear black, and Allison is not the same range as Amy Lee, but Allison has like a very similar vibe to her, I feel like, and we try to have our own style. I love when you get Allison and our producer Dave in the same room. They all, like, vocally, I don't think you can beat those two. I mean, granted, you know, you got producers like Bob Rock and those guys, but like as far as for what we do, Dave and Allison work so good together, and they have such a good relationship. And we just got out of the studio recording a song, and we wrote like 2 different versions of this song in 2 different tunings. We took it to Dave. He ended up using the first version in the songs in drop G sharp. We normally play in A sharp, and this song was in G sharp. It's the first time we ever wrote a song that low. And Allison had like 2 complete different sets of lyrics, and they pretty much rewrote everything. And like on a Friday night, they rewrote all the lyrics, and then Saturday she came in, and we spent all day Saturday working out vocals. And then she's got to go back for one more session to do like ad libs and kind of just ear candy, I guess is what you would call it. Man, Heath, I appreciate it, dude. Marion, Arkansas meets Evanescence. Yeah, that's me. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I work really hard. The 4 of us work really hard, and we have a good team. Like, we've got Kevin on the road with us, and he's our like touring photographer, or show photographer, and Whitney's been with us since like day 1. She's our merch girl. She's also like Allison's assistant. And if you guys want, I can do this again sometime, and I love going in here and doing these song breakdowns. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for me, and it's a good reflection period, because I get to go back in and really dive into these songs. And when you're constantly like trying to do new stuff and put stuff out, you know, it's fun to go back into a lot of these songs and remember where they came from, and how they came about, and why they are the way they are. Love you, dude. So again, I'm gonna jump off here in a few minutes. Been on about 45 minutes or whatever, but yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I do appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out. Allison and Jed and Rocky do too. Means a lot to me. I am so excited that so we just got good internet, and I've got fiber optic internet, so I'm able to like, I've got my camera, I got like a really nice camera, and I'm streaming from my camera right now, and I'm also streaming from my computer at the same time. And I've got like, you can't see, but I've got like a microphone right here, and I've got a light right here, and then 2 other lights right here. So, and then I repainted this studio. I repainted the studio recently. I don't know if you want to see it. That you can't really see it, but it's so dark in here. I turned the main ceiling light on, but yeah, like I repainted the studio black, and there's like got little ambient lights and stuff around, so it's really cool. But yeah, I know, like we've always had shitty internet. We've always just kind of lived out in the middle of nowhere, and we've always had shitty internet. Now we have fiber optic internet, and I can come in here and stream and hang out with you guys and do this fun stuff. And while Allison's in the other room, like watching Netflix or playing Warcraft, and so it's neat. And I don't. People ask me about it, and I'm like, I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act with good internet, because I've had awful internet for so long. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy I get to do this with you guys. So thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so we're approaching the 50-minute mark, and I would absolutely love it if you guys would hit me up on Facebook, or hit the band up on Instagram or Facebook, or hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, and say, you know, tell me what song you want me to do next. I don't have stems for each one of them, but like anything from the Vultures EP, and the Rapture EP, and like this is one of the new ones. Like I have all that stuff. So yeah, Roses Unread, Sepsis, Eva Under Fire, and Stitch Apart. In 3 days. 3 days, yeah. 3 days. Dude, I love Sepsis and Eva Under Fire and Stitched Apart. I love them so much. I love them more than they could ever love me. I will put it that much. My love for them is so great. Especially Eva Under Fire. Eva Under Fire, I ran sound for those guys when they came to Jackson, Tennessee a few years ago. And I was like, God, you guys are so badass. And then I made friends with Chris, their guitar player, and I've just watched them grow, and they're an amazing band, and I love them so much. And Sepsis, and we played a show we've seen Stitched Apart a couple times, and we've played a show once with them last time they came through Memphis. They're incredible. Allison and Mixie and Merritt have become really good friends. And the Sepsis people are the nicest people in the world. And like, I listen to Sepsis music sometimes and I can't wrap my brain around it. I'm like, you guys are doing something I can't even comprehend. They're so good. And they're the nicest people in the entire world. Will and Melissa are super, super, super nice people. And Amanda, I've never hung out with or talked to Amanda, but Amanda has an amazing voice, and I've talked to her husband, Rob, and the other guitar player, Chris. I've talked to them, and they all seem like really good people. And I can confirm, I have ran sound for that band in a little bitty club in Jackson, Tennessee, and I can confirm that they are the real deal. Amanda is the real deal when it comes to singers. Like, she and Allison are two of my favorite singers, and Melissa and Mixie as well too. But Amanda's something else. Like, I love her voice, and she seems like a very sweet person. So yeah, keep supporting them. So yeah. I'm gonna jump off here, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna start winding down for the night, like play some Call of Duty or whatever. Daisy pissed in the floor and Allison had to clean it up. But so yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I am gonna get off here. Again, shoot me or the band a message and tell us if you want us to do this again soon and what song you would like us to do.